What if I told you that the company that owns Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, the company with 3.3 billion daily users, is about to borrow its competitor's AI just to keep the lights on? What if I told you that Mark Zuckerberg has already spent hundreds of billions of dollars trying to win the AI race? And right now, in March 2026, he is losing? This is not clickbait. This is not a rumor. This is breaking news from the New York Times, confirmed by Reuters, reported by Gizmodo, and watched by every serious tech investor in America. Today, we are going deep into one of the most shocking corporate stories of 2026. Meta's secret AI project, codenamed Avocado, has flopped in internal testing. The delay is official, the stock is dropping, employees are reportedly being cut, and in the ultimate plot twist, Meta's leadership is now quietly discussing renting Google's AI to power their own products. If that sounds insane, it is, but it gets even more wild. Stick around, I'm going to break this all down for you. The drama, the billions of dollars, the billion-dollar hires that may have backfired, and what this means for you as a Facebook and Instagram user. Let's go. On the night of March 12, 2026, the New York Times dropped a bombshell. According to 3 people with direct knowledge of internal matters at Meta, the company's brand new AI model, officially codenamed Avocado, has failed to meet performance expectations. The original plan? Launch Avocado this month, March 2026. The new plan? Push it back to at least May, maybe June, maybe longer. But here's the part that will make your jaw drop. When Meta's engineers ran internal tests, testing Avocado against the best AI models in the world on things like reasoning, coding, and writing, Avocado didn't just fall short, it got beaten by Google's latest AI, Gemini 3.0. Now to be fair, Avocado DI'd beat Meta's previous models, and it DI'd beat Google's older Gemini 2.5, which launched back in March 2025. So there is progress. But in the AI world right now, better than last year's Google is not good enough. Google has already moved to Gemini 3.0, released in November 2025. OpenAI has continued pushing forward. Anthropic, the company behind Claude, is considered one of the top performers in the world. And Meta's Avocado can't beat any of them on the metrics that matter most. When Reuters reached out, Meta sent this statement, and I want you to hear these words very carefully. As we've said publicly, our next model will be good, but more importantly, show the rapid trajectory we're on, and then we'll steadily push the frontier over the course of the year. We'll be good. Not great, not the best, not the frontier, just good. For a company spending more money on AI than almost any other company on planet Earth, calling your flagship model good is a red flag the size of the state of California. Let me now put this into financial perspective, because the numbers here are absolutely staggering. In November 2025, Mark Zuckerberg announced that Meta would invest $600 billion in U.S. infrastructure and jobs over the next 3 years, almost all of it focused on artificial intelligence. Data centers, custom chips, AI clusters, the works. That wasn't a typo. $600 billion. To put that in perspective, that's enough money to buy every single NFL team. All 32 of them, 4 times over. But it gets even more intense when you zoom into just this year, 2026 alone. In January, Zuckerberg told investors that Meta's capital expenditures for 2026 would be between $115 billion and $135 billion. That's their spending plan for a single year. For comparison, Amazon, Microsoft, and Google all spend enormous amounts on AI infrastructure too. But here's the critical difference those analysts keep pointing out that Wall Street is very worried about. Amazon, Microsoft, and Google all have cloud businesses. They can rent their AI computing power to thousands of businesses. Every dollar they spend on infrastructure can be paid back by enterprise customers. Meta has no cloud business. Meta's entire AI monetization strategy runs through one channel, making Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp better, so more people use them longer, so advertisers pay more. That's it. There's no Azure, there's no AWS, there's no Google Cloud, just ads. And right now, with Avocado delayed and the models underperforming, investors are asking the very uncomfortable question: is Meta getting a return on this investment? The stock answer from Wall Street? Not yet. Meta shares entered Friday, March 13th, down 3% year-to-date, and sitting a full 20% below its all-time high of $796.25, which it hit in August 2025. On the day this story broke, Meta stock dropped another 1% in pre-market trading, opening around $631. That's a lot of lost wealth for Zuckerberg and for anyone holding Meta shares. Okay, so let me explain what Avocado actually is and why this matters beyond just stock prices and tech competition. Avocado is what's called a foundational AI model. Think of it like the engine under the hood of a car. It's not something you interact with directly. It's the core technology that powers everything else. Your Meta AI assistant on Instagram, the AI feed recommendations on Facebook, future AI tools in WhatsApp, AI that helps businesses target their ads. All of that runs on the foundational model underneath. Meta's previous foundational model was Llama 4, released in April 2025. And here's the thing, Llama 4 was also a disappointment. It launched to weak developer reception, got criticized for falling behind Google's Gemini, and sparked an internal restructuring at Meta's AI teams. So Avocado wasn't just supposed to be Meta's next model. It was supposed to be the reset, the comeback, the proof that all those billions of dollars and all those billion-dollar hires were actually paying off. Instead, according to internal sources, Avocado sits performance-wise between Google's Gemini 2.5, a model from 1 year ago, and Gemini 3.0. That means Avocado is essentially about 6 to 12 months behind Google's best model, right now, today, and Meta knows it. Here's what makes this even more surreal. In an internal company memo from February 2026, Meta Superintelligence Labs product manager Megan Fu described Avocado as the company's most capable pre-trained base model yet, and suggested that with additional post-training, it could outperform rival systems. But by March, the post-training work apparently hasn't closed the gap. So now you have Meta publicly saying this model will show rapid trajectory, while privately, insiders are telling the New York Times it's not frontier ready. And the two models after Avocado, Watermelon and Mango, those are even further away on the roadmap. This means Meta could have a very real AI gap for months, during which Google is shipping, OpenAI is shipping, Anthropic is shipping, and users are choosing where to get their AI from. Now here is the plot twist that nobody saw coming. According to the New York Times, Meta's AI leadership has been discussing the option of temporarily licensing Google's Gemini to power Meta's own AI products, while Avocado is being fixed. Let that sink in. The company that has spent $600 billion trying to beat Google at AI is considering paying Google to use Google's AI to make their own products look competitive. That is like Pepsi calling Coca-Cola and saying, "Hey, can we just use your formula for a couple months while we fix ours? We'll pay you." Now, to be clear, Meta has not confirmed this. No deal has been made. The Times says these are internal discussions, not final decisions. A Meta spokesperson has not publicly confirmed any Gemini licensing arrangement, but the fact that it's even being discussed tells you everything you need to know about the internal panic inside Meta's AI division right now. And from a business perspective, it might actually be a smart move. If Avocado isn't ready and your billions of users on Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp are expecting a competitive AI experience, you either ship something bad or you borrow something good. Neither option is great. But one is less embarrassing in the short term. The irony, though, Meta has spent years positioning itself as the open-source champion of AI, saying that giving Llama away for free was the democratizing force against closed systems from Google and OpenAI. If Meta starts running Google's Gemini inside Instagram, that entire open-source narrative falls apart. To understand how we got here, we need to talk about what happened inside Meta over the past year, and specifically about one 28-year-old billionaire who may be at the center of it all. His name is Alexander Wang. You may know him as the founder of Scale AI, one of the most important AI data companies in the world. In June 2025, Meta made an extraordinary move. It bought a 49% stake in Scale AI, and Alexander Wang joined Meta as its chief AI officer. His pay package? Reports suggest it could be worth up to $1.5 billion, tied to performance bonuses and stock incentives over at least 6 years. Wang came in and immediately assembled a team inside Meta called the TBD Lab, focused on developing new foundational models, including Avocado. But here's where the drama starts. According to reports, Wang quickly began clashing with longtime Meta executives, including reportedly Zuckerberg himself. There were reports of tension over control, priorities, and the direction of the AI division. When those reports first broke in early March 2026, Meta denied it fiercely. A Meta spokesperson literally called the reports totally false. And then, in what is genuinely one of the most entertaining PR moves of 2026, Zuckerberg posted a selfie on Threads of himself and Wang together, smiling with the caption, "Meanwhile at Meta HQ." The internet went wild. Was it genuine? Was it damage control? Was it both? We don't know. But what we do know is this. Wang isn't the only expensive hire that's come under scrutiny. Andrew Tulloch, co-founder of Thinking Machines Lab, joined Meta in October 2025. His pay package? Reports suggest it could be worth up to $1.5 billion over 6 years. Zuckerberg went on a massive talent acquisition spree, raiding OpenAI, Google DeepMind, and every elite AI lab he could find. Some packages reportedly reached the $100 million range for individual researchers. And yet, Avocado still couldn't beat Gemini 3.0. The question being asked in Silicon Valley right now is blunt. Did the hiring spree work? Gizmodo's headline says it best. Mark Zuckerberg's billion-dollar hiring spree doesn't seem to be going so great. While Zuckerberg is paying some engineers $100 million, there's another story happening simultaneously at Meta that we cannot ignore. In January 2026, Meta cut approximately 1,500 employees from its Reality Labs division, the Metaverse team, representing about 10% of that unit. Over 270 of those layoffs happened in California alone, per state-warned notices. And now, reports are surfacing that Meta is internally mulling even deeper cuts, potentially 20% or more of staff across the company, as the pressure from AI spending begins to bite. To put that in human terms, Meta has around 70,000 employees. A 20% cut would mean 14,000 people losing their jobs, even as the company spends $135 billion this year. That is the brutal reality of the AI transition. The company is simultaneously laying off workers and spending unprecedented amounts on AI infrastructure. The bet is that AI productivity will replace human labor at scale. Whether that bet pays off depends entirely on whether models like Avocado actually work. Right now, Avocado is delayed, Llama 4 underperformed, and the $135 billion spending clock is ticking. All right, let's bring this home. Because this isn't just a story about billionaires and stock prices. This affects you, if you use Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or Meta AI. Point 1. Your Meta AI experience may be powered by Google. If Meta goes ahead with licensing Gemini, the AI assistant you're chatting with inside Instagram or Facebook may soon be running on Google's technology. That's not necessarily bad for you as a user. Gemini 3.0 is excellent, but it raises real questions about privacy, data use, and what it means for Meta's future as an AI company. Point 2. Meta is falling behind in the AI arms race. If you're waiting for Meta to build you a truly powerful AI, one that rivals ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude, you might be waiting longer than expected. The roadmap is shifting. Avocado is delayed. Watermelon is even further out, and Mango hasn't even had a release date announced. Point 3. Your data and your attention fund all of this. Every ad you see, every scroll, every like, that's what's paying for the massive spending Meta is making on AI this year. Meta's entire AI strategy lives or dies on keeping you engaged on its platforms. Because there's no cloud business, no AI subscription revenue, just you, your attention, and the advertisers bidding for it. Point 4, the competition is accelerating. While Meta is struggling with Avocado, Google is shipping Gemini updates. OpenAI is shipping. Anthropic is considered one of the gold standards for safe and powerful AI. The window for Meta to catch up is getting smaller, and the stakes are getting higher. Here's what makes all of this so fascinating. Zuckerberg hasn't just been building better chatbots. He's been openly talking about building superintelligence. In mid-2025, he created Meta Superintelligence Labs, a division whose stated purpose is to build AI that eventually exceeds human intelligence across all domains. Not just one task, everything. Planning, reasoning, creativity, science, code, all of it. He wants to build, in his own words, artificial superintelligence. The target horizon, according to analysts familiar with the plans, is roughly the early 2030s. And to support that goal, Meta is building one of the most powerful computing clusters in human history, a facility called Hyperion, which could eventually scale to 5 gigawatts of power. For reference, 5 gigawatts is enough electricity to power millions of homes. That is the vision. That is the dream. But right now, the much more modest version of that dream, a language model that can beat Google's Gemini, is delayed. The gap between the dream and the reality has never been more visible. So what's the final takeaway here? Meta is not dying. Let me be very clear about that. This company generated tens of billions in revenue last year. It has billions of daily users. It has the resources to fix Avocado, delay it, redo it, or license something better while they catch up. They have time, they have money, they have talent. But what this story reveals is something deeper. Winning the AI race is brutally hard, even for the richest, most powerful tech companies on Earth. Zuckerberg has spent more money, hired more talent, and moved faster than almost any CEO in history. And right now, in this moment, his flagship AI model is not good enough. His billion-dollar hires may be clashing internally. His stock is down significantly from its peak, and his team is quietly asking whether they should call Google for help. That's not failure. That's the reality of competing at the absolute frontier of human technology. The story isn't over, not even close. Avocado may still launch and surprise everyone. Mango could be extraordinary. Meta's distribution advantage, billions of daily users, is something many competitors will never have. But for now, Zuckerberg's year of AI is having a very rough march. If you want to stay updated on everything happening in the AI race, Meta, Google, OpenAI, and beyond, hit that subscribe button right now. We drop these deep dives every week, and trust me, the next few months in tech are going to be wild. Drop a comment below. Do you think Meta can catch up to Google and OpenAI? Or is Zuckerberg's AI dream in real trouble? I'll see you in the next one. We get into today's video, I need to share an important disclaimer. Everything you're about to watch is strictly for educational and informational purposes only. All information in this video is based on publicly reported news from trusted sources including the New York Times, Reuters, Gizmodo, Investors Business Daily, and other verified media outlets as of March 2026. This video does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, or legal advice of any kind. I am not a financial advisor, and nothing I say should be interpreted as a recommendation to buy or sell any stock or security. Meta Platforms, Google, OpenAI, and all other companies mentioned are trademarks of their respective owners. I am not affiliated with, sponsored by, or endorsed by any company discussed in this video. All reported figures, salaries, and internal discussions are based on anonymous sources as reported by major news organizations, not independently verified by this channel. Always do your own research and consult a qualified professional before making any financial decisions. Now, let's get into it.